Hey friends, I just realized it's been like 3 weeks since I put a video out. I have been super busy here in the shop with a lot of random kind of projects that I haven't been able to form a cohesive project video on, and just really kind of wanted to give you an update about where I'm at and what's going on here. I got a lot of news.
Now, one of the things I've been working on here you may recognize are these QD adapters for a lanyard loop for like binoculars, cameras, keychains, things of that. Now, if you're not familiar, I've got a video you can check out. I'll put the link somewhere here as well as in the description. But this is a socket, and the difference between this and the video is that this is now an all-in-one device. I'm not putting the Uncle Mike's QD metal cups on here. Instead, I'm actually just machining them out of the aluminum. Now, I have not actually done very much of the production for these on video because I'm trying to get into a really efficient run, and honestly the video kind of slows me down. I'm trying to make it so that it's most economically viable for me to make these and then sell them. I think I'm going to put these up for sale in the near future once I get them done. A pair of them with a couple pieces of shock cord, the elastic loop cord that's 1/8 inch in diameter. Let's see, that's how that fits. And they'll be Cerakoted black. And I'm going to put those up for sale. This isn't an official price, but I'm thinking about $30 a pair. And it looks like I'll have hopefully around a dozen pairs to start with, and then we will just see how that goes and go from there. But so this has been a lot of fun. This is after all the machining and primary cleanup, and then I will put these. I don't know if I'm going to bother with tumbling them or just take them straight to the bead blaster, and then prep for paint. The paint process will be interesting, and hopefully the method I have in mind will be the most efficient way to cover all these surfaces. But this has been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot about this process, and as well as just making batches of things in general, doing kind of a production run. It's a lot of fun for me. It's something I have a lot of very real interest in, is doing a more of a mass production kind of setup, and it's especially interesting with with my little tiny machines and my little tiny shop. So I'm going to talk more about these in a video I will put out for my Patreon subscribers, and I'll go over a lot more of kind of the how-tos of how I did this and further along there. So if you want to catch more on that, check me out over on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, I do a whole other set of videos, just other random projects, shop updates, blogs, things of that nature. Okay, I wanted to give one nice wide sweeping shot of this nice, currently beautiful disaster of a shop. Like I said, I've been very busy in here, so it's pretty messy. But I had the idea recently, I've talked about it a few times. Now I have a really good reason. I'm going to do a shop tour video of this shop, probably here in the next week or so, for if you're interested or not. I mean, it's the back half of a one-car garage with a couple of benches, few machines, and a lot of clutter. The reason I'm going to do a shop tour video, however, is because here in about a month and a half, it looks like we're going to be moving. We just got into the very beginning process and stages of purchasing a house, which is huge, great, big, awesome, good news. Super excited. My shop is going to turn from this into a very accommodating two-car garage that I will have tip to toe of. So this will be effectively quadrupling, if not whatever the pentupling, in size. I'm very excited, and excited to take you with me as I get to kind of set up a shop a little bit more purpose-built from the ground up. And it'll finally give me a place to where I can do stuff like get heavy machines, which in a rental, a 2,000-pound lathe isn't the kind of thing that I want to buy when I know I'm going to be moving in 2 years. So this will be my ability in the near future to start upgrading from my dollhouse size equipment now that I've learned on it. So that's another bit of a fun update there, and like I said, I'll do just a tour video of this shop. I'll clean it up a little bit so it's not so wrecked, and just show you guys around, and it'll be fun as for posterity's sake to be able to compare past and future with my shop setups and sizes and all that fun business.
Now I'm going to take the opportunity to pimp my sticker again. If you haven't got one, go ahead and email me and I can sell you one for $3, or if you'd like to do a trade, I'd just trade straight across. I've been doing that with a lot of folks, getting a lot of stickers from all over the world. That is just really cool to me to kind of share my shop with everyone else that way. So yeah, get you one. Another fun bit of news with this goofy guy, as well as his pint-sized lathe cousin, I will be doing CNC conversions. I'm really looking forward to it. It's part of the plan at this point. I'm making steps moving forward with it to CNC convert this guy, going off of a lot of the plans provided by the very generous Mr. Haas, as he's known on online, for doing the conversion to this. This is a Grizzly G0704, and it is a very, very, very popular machine for hobby guys like me to convert to CNC. It's very ready in a number of ways and very suitable for the conversion. So I'll be gathering all the materials and going through that. Now the actual nitty-gritty of the literal plans of the conversion, I purchased those from Haas, and like other people online, I'm not going to just give that out to you. If you want the specific details that he sells, you need to buy them from him. I will be doing overviews of how I do it and kind of just walkthroughs of my experiences. I haven't decided if I'm going to go with Linux CNC or Mach 3. That's kind of the donor computer I have right now. That'll be the machine that's running this. That's kind of up to it. We'll see how it handles stuff. But so I'm really excited for that. This one, I really am excited to have a CNC machine. This I do light production kind of stuff on, and a lot of prototyping kind of things, and just having fun with the lathe. I'm looking forward to it. I'd actually kind of like to make it more of a mobile CNC station that could be, I mean, not super portable, but it is relatively mobile, and I think it would be fun to take it around to different places to kind of show off CNC. With like a little enclosure and just having it run a basic program, but it could be a lot of fun. I kind of got that idea after the Maker Faire, that it would be fun to do that. Otherwise, that little lathe, it is what it is. I can't wait to upgrade to a heavier lathe for actually more real lathe work, but I think it'll be a lot of fun as a little CNC donor, and this will definitely be a good CNC candidate. There's a lot of dudes I follow here on YouTube and online and forums and stuff that just love these for that, and I look forward to utilizing it, especially for some of the Form 1 projects that here in the next 50 or 60 years, when they finally come back, I'll be able to start on, and CNC will make those even cooler. Now, if there's one thing I'm bad at, it is welding. I'm no good at it. I'm a very light-duty welder that I only use for kind of more emergency situations and not really creative ones. But I'm participating in a thing put on by Greg's Garage, which is a great YouTube channel where he creates stuff and does a lot of fabrication and CNC type stuff. You can check it out here. But he's doing, it's hashtag Welda, and it's Weld Every Living Day in August. And it's just a promotional deal to get more content creators into doing a welding thing. And I can tell you right now, I won't be welding every living day in August, but I will be doing a couple of welding projects and kind of pushing myself to try to get a little bit more practice and hopefully get even one iota better, which it doesn't take very much to be better than where I'm at right now. But keep an eye out for that hashtag. There's going to be a lot of cool content creators putting out stuff that's going to be way cooler than mine, but it'll be a lot of fun to participate in. And like I said, good practices, there's never a bad excuse for good practice. Now, a video that I'd actually shot, it's in the can or whatever, a couple of weeks ago, and I couldn't find a way to enjoy the video, but it's a review on this lathe, this Grizzly 7x14, my only metalworking lathe, what I've done all of my metalworking projects on that you've seen on this channel, and I've had this for a year and 1 month now. That's when I received it, was June of last year, and it is, this was what I started doing metalworking, or doing machining metalworking on, and so I feel like I have a lot of mixed opinions about this lathe, because it certainly is what it is, and it is not without shortcomings, but at the same time, it's also, I feel like it gets a bad rap that it isn't entirely deserving of. It's a very capable little tiny machine if you can understand that it still is absolutely a little tiny machine. I don't know if there's any interest in that. I would appreciate a little bit of feedback before I start editing what's almost
almost an hour of just me kind of talking at the camera before I, intersplice slightly more interesting clips, of course. But it be a heavy video. I'm honestly curious if that would be anything anybody would be interested in, or I mean, I know I get a lot of haters on this channel in the comments section just talking about how little this thing is, and whatever, that's fine. But yeah, so is that something that would be worth either yours or my time, do you think? I mean, I'm honestly asking for comments here, and if I get the ones that say, hey, this is a stupid light little lathe that can't do anything, well, nothing different than I've already received in the past. But yeah, it is what it is. Now, this has been one of the other projects I've been somewhat wrestling with here in the shop over the last couple of weeks. This is an adapter for the Form 1 suppressor. As you can see, the threads here and shoulder here are the same as I've made on some of my other muzzle brakes for different firearms, a little bit more conventional threading. So the first thing you notice is this expanded skirt here, and what this is on the inside, pardon the horrendous surface finish and chatter, part of the issues I'm having. This is actually for a 26mm by 1.5 left-hand thread. Post in the comments below if you think you know what that adapts to, what has that threading. But I've got a I've got a left-handed internal blind bottom metric thread that I'm trying to cut. And I also need it to reference off this front surface right here. I need this to actually be the reference surface for the device to tighten down onto, because there is no rear shoulder. And then we also, now we have right hand conventional non-metric threads on the outside, the thread for my actual suppressor that mounts to it. This one was about an 80% good to go, but in the threading process, part of the way I had to hold this, so that I usually hold my muzzle brakes on a threaded arbor, and this one I made to match that threading. It wasn't too hard, although I got a little chatter on this because I had some slop in some of my ways I needed to readjust. But so this being a left-handed thread, I had to end up turning the workpiece backwards to keep it from backing off of this arbor, and that meant all my tooling had to be upside down. And in kind of doing stuff backwards, I got mixed up in my order of operations. Anyway, long story short, so these are the threads I need left hand instead of right hand. So this one, once I realized that, I went ahead and just used it. It does fit, although loosely, but it does fit. As you can see, I haven't even bored out the center bore, but I did do some experimenting on the actual brake port shapes, just as kind of an idea, kind of farting around. I think that's a little thin right there up top, and honestly, the port shape it was just me farting around after I knew this was already a scrapped piece. So I will, and again, on Patreon, I'll kind of go into more of my thoughts on this one, and just the whole, get into a little bit more of the esoterica of this and its design and its use, and the kind of the problems I'm having to overcome in making this, especially with with my setup. Well, I think that's what I got for this week. I just wanted to kind of give you an update, because stuff has certainly happened, but it really makes me kind of physically uncomfortable anymore when I'm not putting a regular video out every week or so, and it's been a few. So I really wanted to touch base and reassure everybody that I'm still in the shop working on stuff. I'm getting tons of new subscribers every day, which I love. Thank you for joining the channel, and I really appreciate it. It really emboldens me to do more stupid, wacky, silly antics here in my shop, and definitely stick around, because those are only going to get more so. If you like this, definitely check me out on Patreon. I started that not too long ago, and my goal for Patreon is to have additional content there, so that if you do support me for $1 or more a month, that you'll be getting your value in extra content, and then it'll also help me grow my shop and go towards bigger, neater, more expansive projects. So check me out there. Actually, I already have a Patreon video, or patron video, up of making this little guy, which is a replica of a 3-lug, tri-lug muzzle device seen on the Heckler & Koch submachine guns. This one's just made out of aluminum, and I just thought it would be kind of fun just to fart around using the lathe and the mill and the spin index on the mill to just kind of conquer the problem of it having these three lugs. You can see them there.
So that was fun, and I made a video, and it's up there on Patreon, so if you'd like to go see it, check it out. Like I said, there's going to be a couple other things like the QD project and this other thread adapter project. I will kind of give a little bit more esoteric videos on kind of my thoughts and share some of the footage that I have already with those. So more content there. Still same amount of content here. Like I said, I've just been kind of steamrolled with all sorts of other stuff. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to check back with you soon.